Hey peeps, Dan here again. One of my other videos, I think it was a week or two ago, I posted. I put a little blurb in there about, let me know what you wanted me to talk about. What questions did you have? What concerns did you have? Especially when it comes to nutrition. And there was one particular topic that seemed to pop up more than the others. So I thought not only would I address it in this video, but I'm going to do a whole series of videos on it. As I said, I got a lot of responses, and thank you to all of you that did respond, and I'm going to work through all of them. But this particular topic, as I said, came up a lot, and what it is protein. So let's talk protein. All right. Now, some of the questions I was getting is one, should I be eating protein? Pretty good question. How much should I be eating? Even more important question. Does it matter what I eat as far as protein? Hell yes, it does. And then the other things were, for example, is the coaches here at FCFNY talk a lot about protein. How come they do that? So that's just to name a few. And I'm going to go through a series of videos, as I said, to talk about it. Because they are great questions and important ones when it comes to your health. When we look at our overall health, we have to look at what we're feeding our body, what we're fueling our body with. It has a major impact, not just on our sickness and all that, or potential risk for that, but just our overall well-being and how we feel. So getting back to the protein, let's face it, protein is in right now. If you've walked down the grocery aisle anytime in the last few months or so, you know it's the it factor. You see it on everything from milk to candy bars to TV dinners. Actually, I pulled one out and you see right on there, excellent source of protein. And heck, I've even seen it on breakfast cereals in big, prominent letters with protein, protein, protein on it. Usually with a little, if you notice on them, they'll have a red area with X grams of protein in it. It's a marketing trick that they're doing. And, I'll be the first to admit protein is an important part of your diet, damn important. But really, why don't you think about something? You should be getting your protein needs from a box of Fruity Pebbles. Because, yeah, as I was walking down the aisle in the grocery store the other day, Fruity Pebbles had on it in those big letters, protein, protein, protein. And I wouldn't be getting my protein from a box of Fruity Pebbles. And because it's such an important part of your overall nutrition, especially, at least in my experience, for older populations, they tend not to eat anywhere near enough protein. They kind of lapse on that. And they and others who do that tend to fill the void with carbs, Fruity Pebbles, and lots of them. So as I said, we're going to make a series of videos about protein and address some of the concerns and questions that you have. And today I want to start with the first question that I mentioned, which was, should I be eating protein? And the short answer is hell yes. And likely much more than you are currently eating, at least for most of us. As I said, I'm going to do a video separately on that. So why? Why should we be eating protein? What does it do? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I could go for an entire hour on the why we should be eating protein, but who's got that kind of time? So I'm going to try and limit it to just a few things and highlight the key reasons, at least, that I feel. First of all, did you know that your organs, muscles, tissues that connect the organs to the muscles and so on and so forth, they're all made from protein. Protein also has a dramatic effect on our body's ability to produce and regulate hormones. That's why sometimes if you don't have enough protein in your diet, you'll be a little moody. Frankly, many, including myself, argue that protein is the number one thing to look at when it comes to your macronutrients. That's carbs, fats, and proteins, kids. Why? Because it's involved in just about every bodily function there is. Not only does it do all the things I mentioned earlier, but it helps you maintain and lose weight, regulate your blood sugars, affects your ability to learn and concentrate. You can be foggy if you don't have enough protein, boosts your energy levels, and ultimately it gives your body the building blocks, which are known as amino acids. that help support your muscles and bones. It also affects the other nutrients that your body absorbs and the ability to absorb them. So that's pretty important stuff, don't you think? And then, another one that comes up a lot that I find when people start eating more protein is they feel fuller. It's much more filling, protein is, than those crap carbs that so many of us exist on. We live off of them. And it helps regulate the blood sugar levels, which reduces your likelihood to have cravings. And as I mentioned earlier, the moodiness to go along with them. Hangry, heard that one? Well, a lot of times that's because you have the carbs, you crash from the carbs. And I'm talking, not talking for fruits and vegetables, kids, I'm talking those Fruity Pebble type carbs. So, when you have those crashes, you tend to go back and get more food because your body wants to have that fix, so to speak. So you tend to overeat. So having the protein makes you feel fuller and lessens the chances of all that happening. Yet, despite all of that, I find a lot of people don't understand or don't really follow what they should be doing when it comes to ingesting protein. And I usually find that people fall into one of two categories. And to be fair, there is a group, one of the two, that have too much protein. It's your typical meat and potatoes guy. It's a smaller group, but they are out there. But the far, far, far bigger group is those that get nowhere near enough protein in their diet. And I'm going to talk about what requirements are in a separate video, but that larger group, as I said, tends to subsist on the crappier carbs. They go through the spikes, they spike their glucose, they have the crashes, they feed, and it's a never-ending mix. Eat, crash, eat, crash, eat, crash. So when you have that, one of the ways to combat that is to consume more protein and get adequate amounts, because that cycle that goes, that's the group that eats more carbs than not enough protein tends to be the group that's the most overweight and exhausted all the time. So that may be you. Now I'll address, as I said, how much you need in another video, but for now I want you to think about your nutrition and the role that the protein plays in it. Do you get enough? Maybe you're one of those ones that gets too much. Or maybe you are in that third group that's out there, which is the group that hits the sweet spot, as I call it, when it comes to protein. There are important questions, and we're going to address a lot of those, but I want you to start thinking about it and how much you are actually consuming. Take a day and just write down everything you eat and look at it and see how much is protein. And I'm going to give you some thoughts in another video on where to get your protein from, types of foods and so forth. It's not just meat. So take a moment, think about it. The other videos will be coming along. And as I said, getting the right amount of protein is critical, crucial to your health and overall well-being. And it's not just having protein, but the quality of the protein that you're getting. So we're going to address all those throughout the next few days. And if you have questions along the way, comment below, because I'm going to be making these videos as I go and I can address other concerns that you have. Have a great day. Talk soon.